pretty chaotic, but I tried to just kind of keep my cool and just, yeah, remember the big goals that I had. And now I'm just so happy, still very much in shock. It feels like a dream, and I keep saying, like, just pinch me. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, but yeah, just overall very happy.
You ran strong through all 3 of those rounds, and so I'm just curious, did you change anything up from how you thought that you were going to run this race?
I'd say for the final, I really tried to focus on like not running so much in lane 2 like I did in the prelim and the semi. I kind of just, wanted to go into the race giving myself like the best shot at making the team, and that was definitely running a smart race. So not running, more than 800 meters or more than I had to. So I think, I try to remember that going into the final.
Okay, they ran the rounds much different than they've done in the past with the first round and then back-to-back rounds. What were you doing to keep a level head?
Yeah, at first I was like, oh, why are they doing that? Like, we don't need a day recovery after, the prelim when they take top 6. But honestly, I feel like it was kind of nice. I think if I had had that day break in between the semi and the final, I think I probably would have gotten in my head a lot more and gotten a lot more nervous. But I feel like because it was just kind of like back to back, I kind of just had to like stay in it and just stay locked in and just kind of, not too much time to be thinking in my thoughts and things like that.
Okay, so you're heading to Paris. What are we doing in between now and Paris?
Yeah, I honestly have to talk to my coach. I was planning on going home, which I still think I'm going to. I think it'd be nice just to be with family and hang out back on the East Coast. But yeah, I'll just be training. I mean, I'm here until the 30th, so I'm going to be watching all the trials races, which I'm very excited about to be able to watch and not be stressing about my own race now. So yeah.
Okay, this event obviously in and of itself is a high stakes, highly intense event. I'm wondering, when you go home with your family, what are some of the things that you're going to do to kind of just make sure that you remember what got you here in the first place?
Yeah, definitely just a lot of like quality time with the family, a lot of watching movies, playing board games, going on walks with our dogs, all the things, and just kind of hanging out with each other.
Okay, you're speaking my language. What is your favorite game to play with your family?
Oh, my favorite game to play. We love Ticket to Ride. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a great board game. We get very into it. It usually takes a lot of the day, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, favorite movie, top 3.
Favorite movie? Oh, that's really hard. I love horror movies, so probably The Conjuring, Get Out, and Insidious.
Okay, I'm going to come watch movies with you before Paris.
Please.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about all the horror movies that are top 3. Awesome. Love it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Juliette, how much did the fall throw you off, if at all?
I think I definitely, noticed it out of the corner of my eye, but I kind of just tried to stay like focused and not kind of let that get into my head too much. So yeah.
When you were here at the trials before, like, could you have already, like, kind of visualized or manifested that it's like the next time that I'm here for the trials, like, that? You thought just your evolution, your growth in the sport, like you would be ready to really take that next, massive step.
Yeah, I think definitely, 3 years ago when I was at the trials, I was a high schooler and kind of just was coming and had no goals really for the week. I was just very happy to be here and very content. And I feel like after that weekend, I was like, okay, next time I make it to the trials, like, I'm not just going to be content about being here. I want to really do something while I'm here. And then last year for your USA trials for Worlds, unfortunately, I fell steps to the finish in the semi. So after that fall, I remember going home. I was heartbroken and so sad, but I was like, next year I'm making that team. And I did, so I'm very happy.
What was the year that you immediately realized that you were?
I still don't think I've realized it. I'm still very much in shock. Crossing the line, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh. I looked up to my family and my friends and saw everyone and was just filled with so much joy and just, a lot of joy.
Did the race strategically play out the way you expected it to? Did you make the moves you wanted to within the race?
Yeah, I'd say I kind of just wanted to get out a little better than I had been in the previous rounds. I kind of kept finding myself in the back and then running a lot of it in lane 2 because I needed to get up to, the position I wanted to be in. So I found myself in, second or third, I want to say, and in lane 1, which is a big thing for me instead of lane 2. So yeah, I think I kind of went into it with the goal of that, and I feel like I carried that through.
Obviously, it's not totally apples to apples, but the competition that you faced, either whether it's Roisin, whether it's Michaela, whether it's Khadija, the whole group collegiately, is that a massive step away from the group that you were, that you were with today, was that preparation all just really important and really valuable for you to be in a field like you were today?
Yeah, no, I think for how talented and just kind of insane the 800 has been in the NCAA kind of season this year. I think it really prepared me to be running against all these really fast pros because, you know, so many college athletes were breaking 2 minutes this year, which is just insane. So I feel like that really prepared me for coming here and having to race people of like the same caliber.
Have you talked to her sister?
I quickly hugged her a little bit and then saw a bunch of my family when I was doing the victory lap, but I haven't really gotten to talk to them yet a ton.
It's a really interesting situation because it looks like she could make the relay pool. Like, what are you
Yeah.
guys thinking about possibly both competing in Paris right now?
Yeah, that would be a dream and so insane. I think, you know, all of us are kind of in the boat where we're like, we don't want to get too excited about it since obviously it's not for sure yet, and because it's so early on in the trials, she's not going to find out until like the 30th, I think. So we still have a long kind of waiting game, but I'm getting very excited thinking about us both being in Paris together, so it'd be very special.
What was it like watching her? I assume you were watching her final yesterday from the stands. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was just so amazing. She's like gone through so much to get here, and I think, you know, a lot of people keep coming up to me and saying like, oh, like she's had such like a breakthrough season and like she came out of nowhere, which like is true, but to a certain extent, like I kind of always saw this in her, and like maybe the rest of the world didn't, but now they're starting to kind of see the talent that she has and just the grit and determination. So it's been very rewarding to be able to watch her, you know, put in all this work and finally see the results.
You mentioned that you had a fall in a pretty big race, and you know the things fall tonight. How do you kind of grapple with, cope with, like the kind of inherent cruelty in your event where there's limbs everywhere, you fall once and you wait for it? How do you kind of handle it?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the toughest parts of this sport and just this event in particular. I think for me, it took a few days to kind of get over that. I still don't really feel over it. I remember when I came back here for NCAAs a few weeks ago, I was like, wow, like last time I was on this track, you know, like I fell right there. And I feel like that's just kind of, the cruel nature of the sport is, you know, however fit you may feel going into the race, you never know what's going to happen, which makes, I feel like the successful, you know, accomplishments mean just a lot more because it's like it finally worked out on the day that you wanted it to work out.
Mia, it's been a tremendous